Hi everybody, welcome to round 4 with Jeskai Flash. The list that we're going to be playing is here on the screen. Today is Thursday. I think I can't remember when I started recording these matches. I guess it was Monday. And oddly enough, I didn't even I think I mentioned a GP Brisbane, not Brisbane. Thank you to the person who corrected me. GP Brisbane, I knew about that, but I didn't even realize GP Vancouver was happening. And obviously, I think that's the tournament where they put 3 or 4 copies of, maybe it was like 3 copies of Death Shadow in the top 4 or something to that effect. So, probably want to raise the number of engineered explosives. Interestingly, we might be able to turn this cryptic command into the engineered explosives if there's a lot more of those decks in the meta, and the reason is the deck that the matchups we want Cryptic Command in would be like Tron or Valakut decks, things like that, and those decks might get held at bay a little bit if they're just getting killed by Death Shadow decks. Also, this Magma Spray probably needs to become another Surgical Extraction, and I probably need to find a way to get the Surgical Extractions back in the list if Dredge is going to be played often. I don't know yet. I haven't necessarily seen it a bunch yet on Magic Online. Anyway, let's just get to some games. I'll see you guys in a moment. Okay, we have a match. We won the die roll. Excellent. Let's play first. This hand looks great. We have a threat. We have some early removal and interaction. We have some card selection. I'm going to lead with the Scalding Tarn. I can get a mountain if we end up facing against something like Burn. But I'd prefer to just hold the Serum Visions until I know what to do with it. Because, I mean, this hand is not, outside of looking for a counter, it's not really looking for anything in particular. It kind of has everything. It has all the elements that we need to construct a winning game plan. So I'd rather just wait. All right, so obviously now that we know we're playing against the Tron deck, we want to try to kill our opponent, so we're going to utilize that immediately. And here, I don't know how relevant the life is going to be. So the reason I'm fetching and shocking there is, I mean, if this was to get a plane, like, if I draw a bolt, I want to be able to fire it off, basically. So I'm just going to use the Hollowed Fountain to cast Serum Visions. Spell Queller is a great draw, so is that Cryptic Command. We need to find another land. I don't know that we want to draw necessarily 2 Quellers. Yeah, because we also have Snapcaster Mages for threats, so I'm actually going to bottom one and top another. Because like I said, I do want to draw a land for this Cryptic Command. So actually, maybe we're playing against Edlrazi Tron, so let's shock. So now I kind of wish I hadn't dealt myself so much damage. I don't think Edlrazi, or I don't think, okay, well, maybe we should have clicked it. Well, they may have a removal spell, but I'm definitely going to try to Spell Queller this. Probably getting dismembered. Yeah. All right, so that's kind of an unfortunate misjudgment on my part. We did ourselves a lot of damage. I could have almost considered just, they're at 13 after their dismember. Yeah, okay, so the fact that they took that makes things a bit worse for us. Now we just kind of have to try to race this Thought-Knot Seer, but I think it's an unlikely proposition. Yeah, we'll just pass, and we'll draw step click our opponent. I mean, it doesn't really matter. We have no way to remove that Thought-Knot Seer thanks to the Chalice, unless we bounce it, but our Cryptic Command was just exiled. So he's all lands. It's kind of interesting. Well, Cryptic Command would have been fantastic as far as beating this Thought Knot. We will certainly try, though. So I think we're going to have to hope that our opponent does not draw a removal spell. Or like a Reality Smash would also be sure. His opponent's playing his Expedition maps into his own Chalice, probably just because he forgot. Interesting that he didn't attack. I'm going to play this guy out anyway. Because I could potentially double block a Thought Knot Seer with the Snapcaster Mage. I'm not going to attack into it. I mean, the plan before this was just to use Snapcaster Mage to chump block, basically, and set up so that, we don't take 4 while our opponent takes damage from the... Okay, so we're still going to try that. Alright, I can't imagine that's bad for us. Our opponent exiled the Serum Visions that we can't cast. I don't get that at all. And we drew another one, which is annoying. So we put our opponent to 4. They put us to 4. Then we put them to 1. Then they kill us. Darn it. It's pretty close, actually. Yeah, okay. Alright, so we have the Ceremonious Rejection, the Cryptic Command, we want these Blade Splicers, the Ruined Halo, want these Ancestral Visions, not that. Well, we want these Ancestral Vision. I think we can take out some of the burn because it doesn't kill much. I don't really think the Spell Snares are great. However, I went the Negate because they do play like Batter Skulls and Karns and whatnot. Queller's pretty cool in that so what I like about Queller is that it can exile a Thought Knot Seer, but I don't really think that's how I think it's possible that they'll end up having removal, and I don't think that is like, I just don't think it's likely that we can spell Queller our stuff without having them interact with it. They are kind of a mid-rangey deck. I don't really like Queller to that. I would rather just try to remove their creatures or counter their creatures. Our Cryptic Commands and our Logic Knots, our counter magic's a little bit better than it normally is because they usually only run a Cavern of Souls. So let's just submit with this. I probably want this for the Chalice, actually. What would I cut? The Negate is one of our more narrow counter spells. I'll try that, I suppose. Play first. Yeah, I'll keep this. So then we're going to Serum Visions. So the plan is to obviously get the AV started, and then Serum Visions on our next turn to try to find some removal and just play out the Blade Splicer. Okay. That's interesting. So I'd have to take 5 if I want to get a red spell, which I think the only red spells we really have are bolts. I think I probably want to suspend that though. Yeah, I'm just going to do this. So many ceremonious rejections should be great. That logic knot seems like it would be like, so I think I kind of want this. None of this is removal. That's the main issue. And next turn, so there I want to get the splicer down. Let's do this like this, I think. So let's just see how this develops here. All right, so next turn our opponent can potentially Thought Knot. We don't have a way to get rid of it. I don't know that our opponent's... I'm gonna shock. If I can logic knot something, I will. I'm gonna end up dealing myself a little bit more damage. I'm not sure that I'm sequencing all this stuff correctly with regards to the... Alright, so I would really like to logic knot this. Oh, I can actually. For 2. So let me use this. Because he's got... It's getting a lot worse. And then we can actually technically... I mean, we'll have to shock, but we're going to shock with the Steam Vents and hold up Ceremonious Rejection. These are continuing to tick down. I should say always yield. Alright, we'll do as discussed. Hi. I have to say hi to my daughter. It's her birthday. Give me just 1 second. Okay, I'm back. She's going to shoot our golem. Oh, well. So hopefully Ceremonious Rejection will shine as one of the reasons that we have it in the deck here, and that for 1 mana we're going to counter anything that they do. Just like that. Alright. So opponent's down to 2 cards in hand, and we are drawing off Ancestral, so that is... It's good for us, obviously. So we don't have a counter spell. We have a Path to Exile. We have another Blade Splicer. I think the thing to do is to just play the Colonnade, attack with the Blade Splicer, and then we can have Path to Exile and Vendilion click up. So we can click our opponent at their draw step, and if they have something like a Karn that we can't deal with, we can take it. And if they have something we can deal with, like a Reality Smasher or Creature, then we have a Path to Exile. And next turn we have another Ancestral coming off, which is fantastic. We will resume as soon as our opponent passes priority here. If our opponent has something like a Reality Smasher, obviously we're going to let him play that. And we will path it. And oh, shoot, I'm terrible. I'm so bad. I'm talking and I messed up there. I didn't want to let him play anything. Alright, I'm going to do this anyway because I just don't care about the Matter Reshaper. So you can just make sure there's no crazy shenanigans here in his hand. Alright, sweet. He's got a... I don't even think we path this. Let's draw a bunch of cards. Yeah, so we're going to play this, suspend this, and I guess we could have played this because I want to play the Splicer, but I also want to hold up this Logic Knot. Could have thought for a second longer. Because what could be the worst? There could be a lot of bad things that he could top deck. So we kind of have to take a turn off here. I should have just played the Scalding Tarn. I think it's not ideal, but I don't. Sure. All right. Well, Logic Knot's not going to be the greatest. Our opponent's got himself at 8 with his Dismembers. So we'll be able to Logic Knot something here. Yeah, I think I just let it resolve and path that. That's ticking down. That's a good draw. So we're going to attack with the Splicer. Just get a... So let's see. I want to have this Logic Knot up. I have some cards in the graveyard. I have a lot of blue. I think I'm just going to do this. And go... So our opponent can... So this, I think I prefer to just Logic Knot. Let me just make sure. Yeah, he doesn't have Tron, so he can make 3 mana, so we just... That's 2. Three, right? 1, 2, 3. So we can just do this. Yeah, so our counters are much better against this deck than the Bant one, actually, because they just don't have a lot of caverns. And some don't have any. Yeah, so now I think it is time to activate this friend. And then we just attack and path here, and that should do it for this game. All right. Dum da dum da dum da dum da dum. Just wondering if it's... I think this is fine. Yeah, we'll just kind of keep it as we have it, and rather than change anything. Keep testing our plan there. Probably gonna have to throw this one back. I mean, we have the turn 1 and set. We will draw a card. This is pretty greedy. I mean, we draw a card, and we can make our first land drop and cast an Ancestral Vision. And then the second turn, we'll draw another card, and we can cast a Serum Vision. We have the path. Nah, I don't really like that. This just seems a little like a bad plan. Okay, this is reasonable. I'm going to put that on the bottom for now. I mean, I want that card, but I need to find more lands first, obviously. Halo could be interesting. Fortunately, our opponent's going to put together a turn 3 Tron. Oh, no, they're not. But probably get an Edlrazi Temple. I don't know what they'll get. We'll see. Let's go ahead and start with the Serum Visions. Yep. What did they get? A Temple. Okay, so they did. Oh, this is kind of interesting. I mean, Restoration Angel and Blade Splicer is a very real combo, and we have all the lands now. I think, like, with the cards that we have, I think that that's our best route to victory. So we want to draw both of these. But I might want to end up getting... No, it's fine. You know, let's just do this. Let's go this guy, play this, and just pass. So if our opponent Thought Knots us, I mean, we have 2 paths, and we have a Snapcaster Mage. So you have a Scalding Tarn on top, and then a Restoration Angel under that, which we'd like to get both. Could have been better to actually stack them in reverse order, because no matter what we... Alright, well that's going to have to be dealt with. Wait, he played it on... What do we have that's 0? Oh, for our Ancestral Vision. Sure, we don't even have one right now. Okay, so we know we have an Angel. We really want to play the Blade Splicer. Do we risk shuffling away the Angel? I think it's worth it. So, alternatively, we could have kept the Angel in our hand and hoped to draw on the 4th land, and I think that might have been better. Okay. Alright, well now we at least have this in play. So let's get an island and a plains here. We can hold up Path to Exile. Opponent's probably going to dismember our golems, sure. Please don't shoot our land. I want to play this Path to this Restoration Angel. Okay, so Smasher, let's think here. Maybe I just path this thing now. Not sure that I really wanted to pat that. Just kind of... So we're going to name Reality Smasher here. So this sort of lets us deal with Reality Smasher without having to sort of deal with it. We can't attack into it now, which is a little annoying, but... And we did ramp our opponent, which is also kind of annoying. This is a Karn. I'm going to be real sad. Okay, we can deal with that. Yeah, I don't really want him to shoot our friend over there. Opponent's probably regretting putting this on 0. Yeah, I'll flash in Restoration Angel in response to that. Maybe that's wrong, because our opponent still has quite a... 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He could go land Karn, which would be sort of frustrating. I feel like we just ignore this and we just fly over with Restoration Angel. He can kill the Splicer. But he can start pumping it up every turn. And then he could kill our Angel. Yeah. The Angel's how we're flying over the Smasher, so... I'd like to keep up this Logic Knot, but... I'm just going to pat this Ballista. Sure. Hopefully that wasn't a mistake. I want to kill this dude with Restoration Angel. Oh, so now he has Tron. So now we could just get like Ulamog'd and be dead. That looks like what's happening. If so, this will be like GG opponent. Oh, he's just chalicing. For I don't know what he did. I mean, he can't play. Okay, so he's gonna cut us off our red. No. All right. There's still a chance here. I mean, we're gonna start flying over this. I'll suspend this. Maybe we'll be able to deal with this before we... I'm not going to attack with that guy. Okay, so we have 4 turns here. We have a Logic Knot. Let's attack with this guy and short. Well, actually, it gives me another Golem, but that... No, I think I just want to hold up this Logic Knot. Actually, that was kind of... I didn't need to do that. I could have just played this tapped. What I don't understand is what our opponent has. That he's just not... Okay, so... Well, I don't have any basics. Yeah, so that is definitely going to... So our opponent can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can just go ahead and... What else could he have? He's got one more card in hand. All right, here's my thinking. Well, he can't dismember us again anyway, right? That's not possible. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we can play Splicer if this dies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this should work. So I don't see it. Like, if he had if what he has in his hand is another dismember, then he obviously can't do it without killing himself. Man, Logic Nut has looked so great this game. Sweet. Rune Halo doing some work. I mean, at this point, it was kind of it was kind of weird, right? Because it kept Reality Smasher from killing us, but then we really couldn't attack into it. So it kind of made our creatures a little worse as well, but it did mean that we didn't have to like discard a card to path it. So I think it was just fine here. What were we gonna draw? Cool. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the match, and I will see you guys tomorrow, Friday, for round 5 of Jeskai Flash. Draw well and smash face. Bye.